Fun. So,
oh my goodness.
Click the comment thing in the corner there. Yeah, we had a little technical difficulties with hi.
Hello.
With our Facebook thing today. So,
because you know, it only goes wonky when we really need it not to.
Why wouldn't it? Right?
I mean, yeah, for sure.
Yes.
For sure. So happy K-Day, everybody. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I know they're running a little behind. I know. I couldn't find
one
mine.
of us.
I'm a loser. I couldn't find it. I tried.
Long time no see, Cindy.
If you guys knew the mess my house was right now. Piles of wedding and piles of so many things. Piles and piles of randomness. My feet up. Okay. So yeah, they're still
they had a couple
doing their total whatever thing. With all of their technical glitching, they're I think running a little behind.
Right. And our technical glitch on Facebook probably didn't help because it looks like everybody's watching us on YouTube right now
so far. But it's up and running, so hopefully, if you guys are trying, you can get onto Facebook now. It's got a green check mark, so hopefully that is a good thing.
Yeah.
So we've got some fun.
Yeah.
We got some fun planned. Did you? I'm just curious. I didn't ask you this prior to being live. Did you download our pattern thing to show it?
I did not, but we can.
Doesn't matter. I just was curious. We can share the screen and put it on there if we really needed to.
Yeah, I was gonna say
if we find the need, then
or you can pop over to your computer and load it into
StreamYard,
or I could download it and
we'll see how it goes.
Do that. I did that.
So if you registered that you were going to be hanging out with us today, you did or should have received an email. We got one bounce. I fixed that and sent that back out. So if you registered and didn't receive an email, check your spam because we did send it to a decent size group. Sometimes the size of the group it's being sent to can just automatically chuck that into your spam folder without us having any say-so.
Right.
So in that email, it had the links to get here to make that a little bit easier. And it also had the Kimberbell instructions and our little bits of information on how to take your 9-patch and kind of play with it.
So if you did buy a kit from us, it hasn't been loaded to that file yet. We'll work on that a little later. And it's been crazy. We had a block of the month class this morning.
Yeah.
And then
a rotating door, which is wonderful. No complaints.
No complaints.
But we've had customers in and out all day, so it's not like we could just do this stuff.
We thought
even as much as we wanted to just
we thought we would be slower because everybody would just be hanging out
online.
At home.
Yeah. So we have some prizes to give away.
Yes.
And we have some specials that we're going to talk about and what those things are. We got a tote here that we thought maybe you guys would like to see on another person's camera.
Right.
And I have my current totes of how I'm organizing that. So we've got that here. So we thought we would maybe take it out of that one and add it into the new one so you guys can see that. So
so
hello to all of you joining us. We are going to stitch. I'm not going to stitch. She's going to stitch That's why we're on opposite sides today, is because I'm making her sew.
I did get the names right.
I saw that.
Yes.
I was very impressed because I probably would have screwed that up.
Yeah. So we thought, Kimberbell just talked all about embroidery.
We didn't need to re-hit all of how to stitch the design. So you guys probably got that part pretty solid. And she's talked about how to use clear blue tiles and different things like that. So we're not going to go over all of that.
Right.
We are going to focus on the quilting aspect
Yeah.
of the border parts.
Yes.
And then take that a little step further and talk about how you can take that simple 9-square patch and turn it into some other stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fun that you can take a basic square block, 9-patch, and if you don't speak quilting, 9-patch refers to 9 squares. So, and they are sewn in a 3x3 grid, which is where we get the name 9-patch. And the
Do you have one of those? Like just a 9?
I
I have my thingy majigger over here. It's not quite a 9, but it's close.
I have 3 3s.
So without the
Yeah.
border part, you have 9
And then you,
same size squares,
yep.
and you'll sew that together. So that is the 9-patch. And then you do something crazy.
You cut it
You
apart.
cut it apart.
Yes.
So we sew things together to cut them apart to sew them back together.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, oh, wait, quilting. That's what we do in
Quilting.
quilting is
Yes, we take
we cut
something
fabric up, we sew
pretty.
it together.
and then we sew
and
it. Yeah.
sometimes we cut it up again and sew it again.
Yes. Yes.
So that's what the disappearing 9-patch is. And the disappearing part is that your original 9-patch, you no longer see. It becomes something else.
Yes, it's magic.
So we've got some samples and stuff here. Again, you should have received our little thing of taking and kind of where to put the colors, because that is really going to affect what your 9-patch is going to turn into once you disappear it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So those are the kinds of things that we are going to kind of start with. Do we want to start sewing and then kind of break and mix and match stuff? What are you thinking?
Yeah, let's do some stuff. So what we're talking about is, let's go to that camera for a second. And,
oh, it's black.
Is that
Is it?
number? Are you on number 1?
Nope. I did the show.
There you go.
Told you I would suck.
We have 1 and 2.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Okay.
Here we go.
Yep. There we go.
All right.
So
get
it's
those
a
floating
hot mess over here.
We got to get those floating lights that Ashley was telling us
I have
about.
them in my Amazon cart.
Do you?
I do. So here is the Kimberbell version. This is the free design that you got for registering for K-Day today. Choose kindness. And then this is what it looks like when it's finished. So these pieces here, they all started out as basically 3-inch squares that you sewed together in a 9-patch. And because we like to do things a little different around here, Tucker has created some really fun embroidery designs for us, and we decided to use some of her designs in a couple of different alternate blocks. So we did like a pastel Halloween. This is a really hot Halloween color this year. So we have this cute little happy Halloween.
We've run out of those kits twice.
Twice,
So you guys all think it's hot too.
So if you buy the kit, the fabric kit, I think they're like $15-ish. You get the embroidery design for free, and then you will get a pattern that has instructions on sort of how to create that as well. And then we did a big rainbow one, so proud with all of these.
I love the rainbow color and the little diamond stitch.
Right, she did a really nice job.
Looks really pretty.
And then we have a Christmas one, which we did not get finished, the sample, but here is the design.
Sorry.
And these designs are all of the ones that we did are just fill stitches. So there isn't any applique pieces to them. And she gave you the designs with like trim in place in case you wanted to use it, and something that like for background quilting. So the trim out
give
your
you the
batting.
squaring stitch, add the batting.
Yes. Yes, and then
add your background fabric and then stitch.
yes, and
Okay.
then a background quilting design without all of that stuff in case it doesn't fit in your hoop, and then just the plain design. So the Kimberbell version is designed to be quilted afterwards, so it doesn't
Kind of the clear blue tile effect on that
exactly.
one.
And so we thought people might want to use the blocks
Maybe
for
it might,
other things.
yeah, for sure.
So we gave you that information in the thing as well. So there aren't really like instructions on what to do with the designs because they're basically just filled designs.
Yep.
So we just kind of assume you'll put it in your embroidery machine and then pick a color.
Kind of center and stitch.
Center and stitch, absolutely. So what we thought we would do is talk about a couple of different ways that you can put together this 9-patch. So the Kimberbell way is basically to take your individual squares, and then she has you kind of lay them out in your 9 patches, and then you're going to put them together and you're going to sew, and you're going to end up with like some rows of pieces, right? I got a whole bunch of them over here.
And in doing this, you're basically taking the three
Three
pre-cut squares.
Yep.
And sewing them into rows of 3.
And so once you sew your rows together in 3s, then you sew these rows together essentially in 3s. So you find the 3 that you want. Let's find 3 that I want. Okay, so then I'm going to put these together. No matter what I do, I'm going to have like one of the same blocks.
Yep.
So this is how we do this. So we're gonna set these down, and you can press these in a variety of different ways. If you press them all going in one direction, then it's easy for you to just turn it so that the seams nest with each other. If you do what I do sometimes, and I don't press these in any one particular direction until I get to the sewing machine, and then I can kind of make sure that my
just push
seams
it one way or the other, depending upon what you need.
Are nested. And so when I talk about nesting the seam, let's find the sweet spot in the camera here. There we go. What I'm trying to do is so I've got the one layer going to the top and then the one layer going to the bottom, and then the seams themselves will nest together.
And that will help with the alignment of
makes
the actual
points.
seam
points.
You're much more apt to get them in the correct spot.
Yes.
Or at least really dang close.
Yes. When you're like looking at people and they've sewn their blocks together and you're like, how do they get their seams to be so matchy? And then it's usually because they're nesting them like that. It helps to make sure that they stay together. So I am just going to pick my quilting stitch.
Numero 2.
Yes. And so I am going to quilt this, and by quilting, I'm going to piece this together, and I'm using a 1/4 inch seam.
Which, for any of you with a Brother Baby Lock machine, we're in the quilting menu, and we're using stitch Q-02, which will automatically set your needle position to give you that 1/4 inch stitch using the edge of your J-foot.
Yep. And so I kind of just let the stitch tell me what direction, or the fabric tell me what direction it likes to lay, if I can.
Match up your corner.
Yep.
And finish out the column.
And then when we look at our seams, you see they butt up really nice to each other. And that gives us a really, really nice corner. And that's because on the back, they are nested together. You can see they kind of butt together in the center there. That's the look that we're going for.
So I'm sure you don't feel this way at all because you keep doing this and you've been doing it for so long. When you first started doing this, and I know that was a little while ago, did you feel like one seam was in the wrong spot when you were doing that? Like it looked like it was pushed one way or the other?
Sometimes.
And it doesn't. It ends up in the right spot, but when you're looking at it, you're like, it just doesn't look right.
Yeah.
So trust it. Trust the process, because sometimes when you look at it, it doesn't look like you expected it to look.
Right. I wish that, like, for the first year of quilting, that someone would have told me how important that was. Because it really does make a difference if your seams are going the same way. So if I go to put this piece together and this seam is going in
So
the
you have the bulk of your allowance going the same direction instead of opposites.
one of these is definitely going to move down, and it's a bigger hump that you have to
And then when you go to press it, it doesn't press as nice.
It does not press as nice. No, it definitely is not my
Here's
favorite.
your other piece that you had.
Yeah, I was just looking to see if I had a better
green?
choice. Do I have another choice? I've got the same shade of color in it no matter what.
No matter what you're doing.
Yeah. Apparently
All right, so now we're going to take the third row of 3.
Yep.
And again, nest those seams, match your corners, and stitch a 1/4 inch.
Also, if you have like a little stiletto tool, that is really nice for when you're going through the seams. I was actually using one yesterday, so let me show you. This is a really nice tool to have while you're piecing.
That's like my favorite one. All stilettos are not created equal, by the way.
They are not. But so I can kind of keep a hold of everything.
And that also allows you to keep that closer to the, you can feed it better because your finger's not trying to get all up in the way.
Yep. And then again, it's a little bit like it's kind of a feel.
Yep.
I'm sort of running down here and making sure. Now, this is one of those things that's really easy to do. Like in my mind, this seam should be going down here, but that's not how I had it going like that. So my seam would actually be twisted. So I want to pull this one up and I want to pull the one in the bottom down because I don't want this to get twisted here.
Because that, again, will not press well.
It will not press well.
And you'll end up with a not lying smooth piece.
Exactly. And I can feel when my pieces are kind of nested together. And I know another thing that people do all the time is they oftentimes they want to sew really, really fast. And sometimes piecing super quick is not your friend.
Tends to not sew straight.
Right. It's really easy to get
just a little curve here and there.
And that's just enough that will make a big difference in the big picture. But now you can see.
You can, as soon as I push the button.
That I've got a 9 square. And this is really a scrappy 9 square.
Right. There's no plan.
No plan whatsoever. And we're going to talk about like what it looks like when you plan in a little bit. Hi guys, lots of people are joining us now. It looks like
Yay.
Facebook is working. Yay.
Thanks, Pam.
Hi, Shirley. Yep, here is our 9 patch. So this is the base of everything that we're going to be talking about today. It is definitely the base of the block. So this is what a traditional 9 patch looks like, no matter what type of fabric you put into it. Now, the magic happens on this block when we cut it apart. I did not bring a cutting mat over here, or a rotary cutter. I have a ruler.
Okay, I will be back in a moment.
Okay. We're going to take a temporary break. No.
And now for our sponsors. Oh.
Can you get out?
No.
So what I'm going to do, and Lisa's bringing me the supplies to show you guys. But I'm going to show you on this basically what happened. So I have my 9 patch. Okay, and this one was a planned 9 patch because I essentially have, just a 2-color 9 patch.
Oh,
and then I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to cut in between the center and then I'm going to cut in between the center, and then I'm going to get these little blocks here. And it's how you sew these blocks back together that creates the information for your block.
Not sure this is going to work, but I don't see a smaller one. You have a rotating one somewhere. Do you want me to try to find that?
No, that's fine.
Just flop it down over there.
Right. Thank you. Okay. I got a lot of stuff over here.
A little bit.
Yep. Oh, perfect. Thank you. Okay. So now I just have to figure out where I buried my 9 patch. Here it is. All right. So normally I would take this over to the iron and I would make sure that I press it really, really well. I'm going to use my little handy thing here and give us a little bit of a press.
I just love that little seam roller.
It's really nice. It does a really nice job. Come from the top.
Hello, hello. Thanks for joining us.
Okay. So
yeah, we wish we would have won stuff for the shop too. That would have been fun because then we could have shared that. But we do have some goodies that's Kimberbell stuff that we're going to share.
Exactly. So my original block started out to be 3 inches. So that means my finished block here should be 2.5. So we've got 1, 2.5. This ruler is a little weird to look at. Let's try this side.
I could have brought you another ruler.
Oh, it's fine. There we go. So there we go. So 1, 2.5, which means that I need to be like 1.25 inch is my cut size for this. So I'm going to place this at the 1.25 inch mark.
So we're measuring that center square, confirming that yes, we did sew well and we actually have the size we're supposed to, and it's the size of the center square that she's cutting in half. That's where she's getting that number, and that is when then the line she's using on the ruler to line up with that row. So we're cutting actually in half.
Cutting it in half, and then I'm going to do the same thing for this side. It's totally fine if you don't feel brave enough to cut both of these at the same time. You can do one at a time.
And this should be the same measurement.
Yep. 1.25. And now I have my block pieces. Now, if you're following along on the actual Kimberbell pattern, she's actually having you trim these blocks down a little bit smaller than this because of how they fit around
the center
piece. So these would be just a little bit too big. As you can see, even with a seam allowance, that would be too big for this. So she's having you trim that down a little bit rather than starting with a slightly smaller piece. But you can see, essentially all we have to do now is pick and choose the direction that we want our fabrics to be, and then we can get that scrappy look. So if I want something completely random, I can just flip and sew these pieces, and they don't have to match at all. They can be completely random and they can go in completely different places. If I want this to be a little bit more uniform look, I can put all of my centers back in the middle, but having moved the blocks around. So I'm getting like an alternate block here. I can move those all to the outside. Keep going.
One more.
One more. Whoop.
One more on the left hand.
There we go.
There you go.
And
then kind of like, did I do that one?
Then make sure that I don't have the same block. There we go. So that I have that piece on the outside.
So that kind of gives you a nice framed look, which is pretty cool.
Yes, yes. And then I still ended up with...
That's all right.
Sometimes when you don't have enough variety, you end up with something that is right next to each other. So that's a couple different ways that you can play around with those blocks. So on this block here, you find all of the pieces. Okay. on this block, I started with 2 9 patches and I did alternating colors. So this 9 patch had basically dark on the outside, and this 9 patch had white in the outside. And so you can take something as simple as this and you can start really changing everything around so that you get a completely different look. You can flip it around.
Just 2 colors.
Just 2 colors, yep. Or I can take my other piece.
Same 2 colors, but not laid the same way.
Right. And then get a neat little 4 patch that's going to come. So you can see how now I did a really simple block, but I made a block that was a little bit more complicated just by changing the order that I put the blocks back together in. So you can get something completely different by rearranging the blocks. So let's say you wanted to take this pattern and maybe you don't just want to put an embroidery design in the center. Maybe you want to make like a table runner out of it. You just make more blocks. You put your blocks together in a pleasing manner, and then you have all kinds of different possibilities. I mean, the possibilities are
Truly
completely endless. And this is what it would look like if you were using the same size blocks from the Kimberbell kit. So like the 3-inch one. Now, we showed you how to piece them together where you basically cut 3-inch squares. The other way of doing this is something that we called strip piecing.
Do you have any of those
And
sewn?
I do.
Okay.
They're in some, Lisa's got big pieces. That's probably the easier because we can find yours.
Here we go.
Here we go. So we can do something called strip piecing, which is where we sew long strips of fabric together. And then we cut these down to get our patches.
Right. And so these were 3.5-inch strips. So I would then cut at 3.5 inches.
Yep.
So each piece would be a square.
Yes.
Of course, the center one's already got the seam
out
of it,
and, yeah.
but it would finish correctly.
Exactly.
So you need to cut at whatever your original cut was.
Right. So the advantage of doing long strips of fabric is that it's a lot easier to be more precise when you're sewing. Sometimes when you're sewing lots of little squares, what starts to happen as you sew your little squares is you start to get
little bunny ears.
Yeah, you get little bunny ears. They don't sew together as nice. Oh, look, here we go. So sometimes, you know, they don't fit at the top as well because like when I started sewing, the top fabric
Something pushed a little bit.
moved just a smidge. Sometimes that top fabric, when you put it underneath your foot and you take that first stitch, the feed dog is holding the top fabric and the fabric underneath it makes the bottom fabric just pull in like just a half a stitch.
But that's all it takes.
And then if it keeps doing that, each time you sew one together, pretty soon, instead of having a nice straight edge over here, you have something that is a little bit kind of like, it starts to look like stairs.
Yep.
And it's hard to keep them together. So that's one of those things that happens when you are sewing individual squares versus sewing strip sets. One of the things that will make you more accurate when you're sewing is doing something that we call chain piecing. So when we chain piece something, so I'm going to sew a couple sets of strips together here, but I'm going to just basically keep them in the machine, and then you can see how that works. So strip piecing is basically continuous sewing and not stopping in between. So you just line your edges up here and you start sewing like normal.
So this actually goes faster than pulling up a square and pulling up another square and so on.
Yes.
You're also going to save time doing this. Not only is it easier and will make you more accurate, it will
Yep.
save you time in the big picture.
It will. And even if you were doing your squares, you could do rows of your squares this way, which
Chaining it.
Yep.
Mhm.
This chaining method definitely makes it a lot quicker. So this is the strip piecing part because we're doing long strips instead of short little squares. You'll also save just a tad bit of thread because you won't have the start and stop. And then the method of chain piecing is that I'm going to just start sewing. I'm not cutting the thread here. I'm just going to start sewing my next strip of fabric. These are hard to tell. It's a little hard to tell which is the right side and which is the wrong side. You probably can't see how adorable this fabric is right now, but the white fabric has, it's called kitty litter, and it's got like little cat heads on it. It is just the cutest thing. We got it in a bunch of fabric colors.
And notice you don't have to pin down the whole strip. If it starts going wonky, pause, realign,
Exactly.
and sew again.
So the process is basically just the same. We just keep doing like a rinse and repeat of the same thing. So in order to make the block that I'm working on, I need blue and I need white. And so I would just keep sewing these pieces together. Now, sometimes the scissors are somewhere.
I don't think I have them. I'm sorry.
No, they're buried underneath here.
You do have a few things over there.
I have a couple of things over here. So on this, if I wanted the white, teal, and white, then I would need to put another white piece on this end here in order to get that, basically my 3-patch strip.
The way that you want it.
The way that I want it, yeah. So it is important that you pay a little bit of attention to the placement of your fabric pieces in order to complete an actual block. If you're doing a planned block and not a scrappy block. If you're doing a scrappy block, then it doesn't matter.
Just grab a strip and sew.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
So it's a little easier in the big picture, a little less time consuming to cut longer strips than it is to cut shorter squares. I do still need to trim these pieces down, just like we did with the other one. But I'm only trimming one set of 3. So it's like it's like I'm trimming 3 blocks at the same time as opposed to just one at a time this way. So because I started with a 5-inch piece here, what I would need to do is I would need to trim this block up to be 5 inches. So I'm actually going to cheat a little bit because my ruler is not quite long enough to get over there. I'm going to just make sure that this is
On the line.
on the line. And then I'm going to trim my block. So whenever I'm trimming up blocks, I usually use, you'll hear me say this if you've ever taken a class, pay attention to the lines on your ruler, not so much the lines on your cutting mat. They're not all the same, and that can make a real big difference in the overall size that you end up with. This ruler, you could definitely end up with some of the wrong sizes if you weren't paying attention. So depending on what ruler you have, a lot of a lot of quilters rulers have an extra 1/2 inch on one side or the other, which can be a little bit confusing in the big picture if you're trying to cut things. I'm left-handed, so I'm actually going to trim this with my left hand here, which is why I'm looking at the numbers over here and not the numbers here, because they are for, a lot of times rulers are designed for righties. There are more of you than there are me, so. But now I have basically this piece. And so if I wanted to use this block in my pattern, if I cut 3 of these, this would be what you would use for a 2-color layout. And then basically just by, no, this is going to be the same.
Yeah. You need an alternate.
You need the alternate block. Yes, this would be like your center for your alternate block. So this would become your center, and then you would use your alternate block that is sewn with 1 white in the center.
The 2-color layout is
And
great.
2
Cindy says
colors.
she loves the 2-color. So if you were doing the 2 colors, your other strip would need to be, what do you have, green?
Yes,
What, teal, white, teal.
exactly.
And then you would alternate those.
So I'll do that teal, and then I put teal on the other side, and then I'll have my alternate block.
And then when you cut that, it would definitely look different.
Right.
For sure.
Oh, I have a randomly long piece.
Well, that's fun.
Right.
It's never dull.
No, it is not.
Where did that little guy come from?
I don't know.
He's super annoying.
He is. We had a little fruit fly hanging around over here.
So there is no correct number of colors to use for this. It literally is, what do you want the end to look like?
Right.
And that's what you go with. So if you got our email, you can see we show like a 3-color block.
Yeah.
We show a 4-color block. And then once you pass 4, you're kind of hodgepodging it no matter what you're doing.
It's very scrappy at that point.
So all right, so we're going to square up and then cut a strip off of that, and then you guys can see how that goes. So again, when you use your strips, you decide what you want your piece's size to be. That is the width of your strip, and that is going to then be just the width of the fabric of whatever you're cutting off of. And then you sew those together, and then you trim them down to the same width that you started with.
Yep. So
That is
here,
each cut would then be there. So we have now 9 patches, and you can see the pattern there.
Yep.
When you cut, you would cut halfway through each horizontal and vertical halfway point.
Yep.
And boom, now you have 4.
Yep.
Of course, you would sew those together first.
Right.
But that is the basics of the quilting.
That is the basics of how the block is
The block
created.
is created.
Yes.
Once you have that created, then you can really start playing with the twisting and the turning and follow, what do I want it to look like?
Exactly.
So there's different things. And again, we have that in our, maybe I should pull that up.
Want to do that?
We want me to download it and pull it in. Do you want me to go to my computer and do that?
Pop open Canva.
Okay.
It should be open on the bottom.
I see it.
And then you might have to go to, the home on the left.
Over here.
Yeah.
Yep.
and then
Junior,
disappearing. Yep.
All right.
And then why don't you download that? And then we'll load it.
Can we do that on this computer?
We can.
Okay. All right. Wasn't sure since we were live if that would let you load.
Yep. And then, yeah, you can just leave it there.
Did it go? No, it did not.
Yeah, probably because the other thing is at the bottom.
Nope. I don't know.
That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, let's just do that. All right, let's get out of here.
And then it's under present at the bottom.
Perfect.
And then slides. And then your computer.
Yep. Download. All right, isn't that where that went?
Yep. And it should be, it's that
This
one. Yep. Nope.
Nope.
Hmm.
You can try that again.
Let's try it
That
again.
is definitely not the one we want.
Right. Maybe it didn't replace the other one. So just pop into Canva again.
Yep. We'll re-download.
Yep. Oh, maybe because it,
Oh, it's still downloading. Why is it still downloading?
I don't know the answer to that. That is really weird.
That's just,
Maybe because we're online.
yeah, that would be my guess.
Right.
Too much fun.
Right. Let's try it again.
Downloading again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Share.
Yep. I'm just trying to, your mouse is a little
I know, I'm sorry.
different.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. And then wait, before you do that, hit the flatten. And then download. Let's see.
Do. Hi guys, everybody having fun?
Right. So let's
Nice
just,
catch.
yeah.
Just hit something. Doesn't matter what. There we go.
And then
Completed. All right,
Yes.
so now we're good.
let's try that.
All right.
There it is. And
Open,
Yes.
open. Yeah,
is it going to be small enough? That's the question.
always is.
Oh, it worked.
It's amazing. All right, now which button do I push?
All right. So hit that, add to stage. There we
Look at
go.
that.
Yep.
I'm gonna change my
And
view.
yep, if you go hit the little button, the arrow going down to the right there, and click the one on that one. There we go.
All right, so this is what our download is. If you got our email, and then if you purchased a Laboo kit for Kimberbell Day,
Yes.
you won't have received this yet, but you will.
Yes.
So
It's coming.
It's coming. Right, the joys of presenting live, no doubt. All right, so this is kind of the basics. We kind of talked. This is the generic,
Yep.
no plan. Just sew the 9 pieces together and so on and so
Yeah,
forth.
maybe you've got some scraps, and that little thing up at the top, go back just for a second. That's the that's like the math in order to figure out how big your blocks are
How
going to be.
big is the box going to finish to be
Yes.
once you've cut them down?
Yes, exactly.
Yep.
So let's say you want to have an alternate block so that you can embroider in. That would give you the math so that you know how big those are going to be when you after you cut them down.
Yep, perfect. So this is just a written description of the steps. You can take your 9 squares, sew them together, yada, yada, yada. So
Yes.
this is written out for that. So this is what we've been talking about, our color layout in what is in there. So if you wanted something that gives you the options of alternate colors, you can do 2 different 3-color patches
Yes.
and then mix the pieces together.
Yes.
And that would still give you the same basic layout. So notice the color that I changed is the outside, so the big square, and what's going to end as the big square.
Exactly. The center square is staying the
Center
same.
square is going to stay the same. So you'll get alternate color option without actually really changing much.
Exactly.
Because of the way we did this, technically you could make 1 9 square with diagonal corners and you'd still end up with the same thing. So
Exactly.
depending on how many squares you need, this might be the easier way, or
Right.
you can make multiple
Pieces.
3-color 9 blocks.
Exactly.
Did that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so glad. And then again, we talk about making sure that you're cutting in the appropriate place.
Yes.
So this is just taking that same thing with the 3 colors versus the 4 colors. Exact same layout. The pieces are in the exact same spot, but where you have the large squares in the center as a different color as the large squares on the outside.
Mhm.
So seeing the exact same thing, just changing one thing, how much of a difference that will make on what you're going to end up seeing once you build that out.
Exactly.
So not super complicated, just
No.
the basics of, hey, look, turn your block.
Yep.
Throw a new color over here and see what happens. And so that's
Exactly.
what this is kind of doing, is breaking down all of your color options
Mhm.
and how you can lay them out to get different looks.
Exactly.
This next page, it's going to be a little bit harder to see the individual squares, but again, if it's in your email, you'll be able to see it much clearer than the size on the screen at the moment.
Yep.
So this one here in the top left is basically the previous page with the 4 colors,
Mhm.
but laid out to finish a quilt.
Yes.
So we've got a new 4 patch, a new 4 patch, and then a total of 6 rearranged.
Yes.
So you would need to make 6 9 squares
Yes.
to get all of those pieces.
Right.
So for this particular one, you would need 3 with blue, 3 with teal,
Yes.
or 6 of
Exactly.
all 4. That's how these are then created. And then this is the exact same color with the pieces in the exact same places, just rotating the different squares to be in different places. So you can see how that lays out and all the different things that you can do with the exact same piece.
Exactly.
And how cool is it that you can take, and by planning where you're putting your color, you can plan out an entire quilt.
Exactly. It's really cool.
So that is where these pictures are coming from. It's taking that exact same color layout
Mhm.
and just rotating them in different positions.
Exactly.
And you can do that with any color, with prints, with solids, with whatever's, doesn't matter.
Mhm.
So that is where our the instructions that you're getting, you're going to see where to place the pieces, how you can adjust the pieces, and
Exactly.
then some ideas of how you could rotate them to create a different look in the
Right.
quilt.
Right.
Do you want
For
to
sure.
add anything to that?
No, that's exactly what it is. And how much fabric you need will be very dependent on how many blocks you want to make,
Yep.
how big you want your blocks to be made. This is a great, it's a great thing to use like scraps of fabric that you have. I don't think that I would take like 2-inch squares and sew them together
No,
and cut
that's-
them down unless you were making like maybe some Barbie quilts. Because that's probably a little bit small. I don't think that I probably wouldn't start with anything smaller than a 3-inch square to make this. Otherwise, I feel like you're working
really
really
hard,
hard.
sewing the little pieces to
exactly to make those.
make it a big piece, to cut it down to make little pieces again, and then sewing the.
Right.
It's a lot of. I wouldn't make them too small personally.
Right.
The 12 by 12 finished size.
Yeah.
I personally wouldn't want to do that much
Yeah.
more than that
Yeah.
size with those
Exactly.
smaller pieces.
But if you had like when I'm organizing my scraps of fabric, when I have
Shades of
like
color.
well, yeah, that, but like when I have scraps, like at the end of my quilt, what do I do with the scraps? So if you like to be able to use those things for later, like I will cut up my scraps and make like 5-inch squares and
Right.
2.5-inch strips. Those are very usable things in a lot of
In a
different
future quilt,
projects.
right.
If I had 2.5-inch strips of fabric, I'd totally make 9 patches out of 2.5-inch strips.
Well, sure, because it was already halfway done for you.
But I wouldn't do it out of 2.5-inch squares.
No.
Because
Agreed.
that
Agreed.
is kind of crazy. But like jelly rolls and things like that, and all of that stuff, and it's great. Oh, Marilyn says she already has her instructions and she printed them out and she's making notes.
Fantastic.
So,
Smart lady.
Yeah, you should have gotten it about a couple of hours
Yeah,
ago.
that sounds about right. Like I said, there was one person that bounced. There was a misspell in what was written out. So
Yeah.
when we copy and pasted, we didn't check spelling because we didn't actually type them out.
Right.
So,
Yep.
but I think that person also got should have received it by now as well. So I think
Exactly.
if you registered, you should have that email.
Yes.
Wondering
And you
about
use
using
charm squares. Yeah, 5-inch charm squares. They're perfect.
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
Cindy's asking about using charm squares.
Mhm.
Absolutely. And those are already going to be generally color coded
Yep,
to all coordinate together.
exactly.
You could use those for your center and corner pieces and still use a white or
Right.
a light color or whatever it is that you want that solid
Yep.
path to be there, where
Yeah.
you can certainly add in one additional color to that charm square
Right,
pack.
and-
So
So you can, but I wouldn't. And the only reason that I wouldn't use 2.5-inch mini charm packs, my only pet peeve about pre-cut fabrics is the pinked edge.
mhm.
And if you want less hassle with this, then sometimes they're 2.5, sometimes they're 2 3/8, sometimes they're 2 5/8. And
That pinked edge makes it
the
variable.
pinked edge does make it very, very variable.
Uh-huh.
And I want my sewing to be an enjoyable process for me. Sewing 2.5-inch mini charms into a 9 patch is not one of those things that I find to be super enjoyable. But this pattern is completely doable with that. So if you're going to sew those little edges and you have the little pinked edges,
Varying inside.
you should just be aware that can happen. If you're going to do it with 5-inch charm squares, it would be very easy if the edges bothered you to trim those to like 4.5, and you would still have a very usable piece
Yep,
of material
sure.
without it being too small. So you definitely have a lot of choices. You want to put our faces over there?
I was just sure. Where do I do?
So
we don't need this.
we don't need this
necessarily, so
anymore.
just this
Nope. Yep. And
Yep.
then change.
Where?
Um,
Because that's not us.
right.
I can only do this. That's
so-
not that picture.
Click the corner picture where you see the little, where it's blue.
Over on us.
Yeah. There you go.
See, I got some learning to do. I'm like, we need to put our picture up there. I don't know how to do that.
We were just talking
So-
squares.
We were just talking squares. That's right. But yeah, so so many different options that are out there. If you've got a jelly roll,
Yes.
it's smaller, but at the same time,
Yes.
it's already cut out for you and that kind of
Exactly,
thing. It's not quite as
exactly.
much as doing the small 2.5-inch squares over and over and over
Right.
again.
And the reason that I feel differently about 2.5-inch strips versus the 2.5-inch squares is because it's pretty easy when I'm sewing the 2.5, because it's a long
to line
strip.
up that pink.
It's a little easier to be on the inside or the outside because I have a long strip to be consistent about. Whereas I find that, I don't know, like I must have the attention span of a gnat. Like 3 of them are on the edge, 3 are on the inside. I'm like, what did I just do?
Not the same thing twice, that's for sure, right?
Right.
So that is getting down to the basics
Yeah.
of
This
the
pattern.
pattern of using a disappearing nine square patch. Wow, it's not coming out.
Disappearing 9 patch.
That one. So yeah, that is the basics of that. Whether it's completely scrappy, whether it's 2 colors, 3 colors, 4 colors, planning it out first.
Yes.
And you can look at a picture and be like, I want it to look like that. Count how many colors are in it,
Exactly.
and then go backwards. Once again you pass 4,
Mhm.
it's pretty much scrappy because
Yeah.
you can't control what's going where anymore.
No, you could control like the center block and have all of that. And so the center block
Would end up making the tiny
the
square.
tiny square. So you could have that be the same,
Right.
and then have your outside,
then-
which would kind of be like a plan
like
scrappy.
1, 2, 3, 4, say white.
Yes.
Center be black, and
Yeah.
then 2 colors and 2 colors.
Yeah.
So you could make it that way. But
Yeah.
past that, it's completely scrappy.
Exactly.
And even that, you're working into scrap.
Yes. Yes.
So, but it can be a lot of fun, and it's something that makes it look like you did a lot of work
Mhm.
without actually doing much work. So, it's rectangles and it's tiny squares and it's big squares. No, it's not.
Right.
It's really, it makes it much more simple. It's just square to square to square.
Yes.
And it really gives you a lot of variation, so you can have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you're
Especially if you're, I mean, anybody, beginner or advanced person can
Exactly.
use this, but it's a very easy thing for a beginner to do
yes.
and feel like, wow, look at what I made. Yeah,
Right.
you know, there's a very good sense of satisfaction because you've really taken and
Yeah.
moved things around without having to think too much.
And if you do have a short attention span and you get bored with sewing the same pattern over and over again, this is a way of basically sewing the same pattern over and over again, but not necessarily
But not
getting
actually
bored
doing the same thing over and
because
over again.
just the twist and turn
Yep.
gives you a completely
For sure.
different look. So like if you like to, like we have people who do charity quilts and things like that. This is a great pattern to make those types of things with because they look so different.
They
Quilts
do.
of Valor,
and
that kind
if
of
you
thing.
are planning it, it looks like a pattern.
Mhm.
It doesn't look like a
No.
disappearing 9 patch. It
Right.
looks like you pieced all these individual things.
Exactly.
Which is super cool.
Right.
So we do have some drawings.
We do.
So I think we should start.
Okay.
So let's, the first thing that I have here are some Kimberbell t-shirts.
Yes.
Let's draw all 3 names.
Okay.
And then we'll try to figure out who gets which one.
Yes, and
So-
we have other Kimberbell stuff, so we'll contact you and we'll tell you what size we have. And if for some strange reason that doesn't work for you, we'll give you an
We'll
alternate
figure something
prize
out.
or
You're certainly not going to get screwed. Don't worry.
no. All right, so
All right.
okay, I can't see anything. Who we have here? Quilting Debbie.
Wilting Debbie,
Debbie
Cadwallander.
Cadwallander.
So number 1
Yep.
is first winner of the day.
Yeah, so we're gonna do 3 shirts, right?
3 shirts.
You want to do the next one?
Oh, I don't care.
Okay.
I don't draw my mom, right? All right. Anne Hillary.
Yay!
Don't know who Anne is, but I hope to meet you sometime soon.
Okay. Don't look. Okay.
Yep, you go for it.
Jackie.
Jackie, and hope actually this is the name that had the misspelling in it in the email.
Okay.
So hopefully, Jackie, you got your email.
Panic.
Says panic.
Yes.
Paniac.
Paniac. Yes.
Says
We're-
paniac. We're butchering it. I'm so
Totally,
sorry.
yes,
We're gonna
that
give
is
up.
completely
All right.
rude,
So
so-
those are our
Jackie, yes.
T-shirt winners. Jackie, yes. It's all you. All right.
So let's show some. Oh, if you guys were watching, Connie says Anne Hillary is her bestie.
Oh, yay.
So we have the Kimberbell bag here, and we know that you guys. Well, we don't know. I'm assuming you guys were
Probably watching. So
earlier.
there is a new tool tote that's
Yes.
going to hold USBs or other random things, your orange pop rulers, and your clear blue tiles. So I already had a carrier, so I was like, yeah, I don't need that. But then I saw it and I was like,
Oh my God, it's
so
so
cute.
cute.
So I think we're gonna
Damn.
probably need to take one of these home.
I know.
Here's the cool skinny. This tote price is $129.90. What are they? 5, 8, whatever their number
Yeah.
is, right?
Or 134 or something.
I don't know. I think it's 130 something. Anyway, if you buy your tote anytime today or by midnight tomorrow,
Yes,
it's $30 off.
it is.
$30
$99.
off. So great time.
Yes, and I don't know if we set it. We're almost out of them.
Are we?
I don't know if we set it to sell when we're out of stock, but if we did not, I will do that before I leave tonight. And
Don't have anything
we
to
will
write
make
down,
sure. I think
but-
I can do it on my phone while we're talking.
Cool.
So
All
let's.
right. So
You want to take
how
it over
about-
here or over there?
You want to switch? Is that what you're?
Oh yeah, let's switch.
So let's do. Okay, we're gonna play musical chairs for a second.
Okay.
All right. So the tool tote is super cool and it's super pretty. Which I mean, who doesn't love the Kimberbell
Oh,
colors? What are you throwing at me?
I'm throwing your stuff at you.
Oh,
Trying to.
All right. So this is my current clue. Oh, can we switch?
I can. Yep.
I didn't do that before I moved. We need that one.
Oh, I want this one. There we go.
Perfect. So this is my current clear blue tile tote. And this is a pattern that we actually wrote. And you can get this pattern on our website. And
Free?
it is, let me just move these out of the way for a second. it has little pockets for each of the different widths, which is freaking awesome. This is the 4-inch wide. This is the 5 and the 6. And then on the other side, we've got the 8s and then the 1, 2s and the 3s. And then we've got some miscellaneous things kind of tucked throughout. There's a small one here for the tiny little things. So this works really, really well. Here's my USB that has all of my clear blue tile pieces on there, right? And we had a couple different fabric kits for this originally, and we sold out of all of those quite a while ago, but the pattern is still out there.
Yes.
And then they came out with add-on number 2. Well, I still kind of thought to myself,
left.
you know, we don't really need a pocket because these come in a bag. I can just keep the extra big ones in a bag. So that was my thought with that. And it can just sit right in the center, which is just fine. So I can hold those, no big deal, right? Well, so that's one bag.
Yes.
And I do bring them in here and I travel back and forth from home and here. So that's travel, which is why you need a bag, right? Because otherwise they could just sit somewhere at home.
Exactly.
This is what I've had for my orange pop rulers. So this was one of the original 2-day Kimberbell kits. I took a slice off the bottom. I did a little piecing with some Kimberbell orange fabric, and I sewed that to the bottom to make it a little bit longer because it wasn't quite long enough. And this is what I have both my rectangles and my squares in. Pretty cool. And pretty simple. But that's 2 different things. And now we have some new things that don't quite fit in the one. So when we saw this, we were just like, wow, is that pretty? It is extremely well done.
It's kind of a tight fit over there, but I
It
think
is a little.
I can move the camera
I think I'm okay.
so that we can lay it out to stuff it if you want.
We'll see.
Okay.
So these have body to them. They're not just a flimsy envelope. So there is actually, you know, it's going to keep things from getting bent up and damaged. And on the back side, you've got a pocket. There is a shoulder strap. And you also have USB storage. So lots of options here. You can use this. What was it they were talking? Somebody had their snacks in it. And,
Yeah.
you know, all of their miscellaneous pieces and things. So these folders here are intended to be for your clear blue tiles. The other side, and I'm just going to flip it around here, at least for the moment, is for your orange pop rulers. And it's got a strap to keep everything from falling out. And so you've got your large pieces and then you've got the small pieces, and then that strap keeps them from sliding out and ending up on the floor. And then of course the whole package zippers together so nothing falls out. I can slide it over here.
Change the camera view.
Look at you go. Sarah's on it today, man.
I'm glad there's nobody in the store.
We're having a good time. Yeah, you should have seen me trying to get around there.
I know,
earlier.
right?
So
That's
we moved
not a great view, but it's a little easier to see, like.
So it's, you know, it opens
big.
up and it's large and there's plenty of space. So I'm going to swap these again so that you guys can see the orange pop, since that's what I have in front of me. I know you only have 2 of those. Don't lose it.
My Hello Kitty pin.
It's very important. So again, that goes up, and these are all padded. So again, it keeps everything safe. And let me. So I haven't really even looked at where everything goes. So this is winging it, just so you guys know at home. And we've got those little guys as well. So there's the little ones you've got, and those can fit in your small pockets in the front. Does that fit in there? I think it does.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got your little guys there. You can have the big ones. And then everything fits in there so nicely. And then again, the strap keeps that, so even if that comes out, it can't fall out.
Exactly.
So it's really nicely done. And again, these are padded, so it's going to protect your rulers.
Mhm.
And the outside is rigid.
Yes.
So it's not flimsy and
It's
whatnot.
rigid and padded.
And
so a
padded.
little bit of both.
So I'm going to spin it around again. And then again, this is designed to be for your clear blue tiles. And I have not only what I purchased, but then I have a few extra of like the, yes.
It also comes with labels.
It does, which I think is really awesome. You can put that over here as well as on your clear blue tiles. So we've got book and instructions, 4-inch, 8-inch, 7-inch borders. And I mean, it's very, very well done. You get everything that you need to make that make sense.
Exactly.
Okay. So in your different pieces over here, and it is front and back. I know you can't quite see that. There's the zipper for the back side as well. But all of this is really well done. And there's plenty of room. So like all those new big ones, all going to fit.
Exactly.
So this will fit turned sideways in the original. So if you have the original, you're like, yeah, 100 sounds great, but I can't do it right now. You can get that, whatever you call it, number 2.
Yes.
There's a word for that.
Extension pack
Expansion number 2. And that has 10-inch wide and 16 tall pieces. So there's a lot more that you can put in there, which is pretty cool. I don't want to take too much time doing this.
I think somebody just bought one.
So this is really great. And again, right now there is a sale. I don't anticipate that we'll be offering that again.
No.
So this is the absolute time to buy this.
Yep.
And you guys, look how beautiful that is.
Yep.
I just think it's so pretty.
And this is the one, we just had someone buy it, which I believe is the last one that we have in stock. We will place another order, but it'll be a week or two before
we can get it here. So
Yeah.
you can continue to order. But,
I did change that.
We don't have any more in stock, but you can continue to order at that price and lock in that price.
Yep.
But you can't call me in a week and say I want it because you didn't have it.
Right.
You got to order it this weekend. So you can put scissors and other tools and things in there as well. It gives you some suggestions of where to put what.
Exactly.
On the tags in there as well. So I'm just going to move that out of the way.
And Marilyn said, did you see that so the new Kimberbell set is being discontinued. And they're coming out with not the new one, the current Kimberbell scissor set
in the wood box and everything.
Yes, is being discontinued.
And then
they're
it'll
going to
match.
come out with a new version.
A case that'll match.
Yep.
So we have, if you haven't already seen, a slew of different things that are on sale.
Yes.
And the sales go through midnight tomorrow. So
Yes.
whether you even changed our names. Look at you. You are just on it today.
On it today.
Woo!
It's because I got my Kimberbell shirt on. It's like Superwoman.
I'm telling you, I definitely needed to dig harder because I'm falling behind over here. Thank you. So in that sale, we have which a lot of you have already taken advantage of, the bench pillow sales. We're really low on the bench pillows that are on sale, which are the same bench pillows that they have on sale. So we were matching that sale. But in addition to those, we have a lot of the embellishments. So the felt balls, the vinyls, the pom-poms, the ribbon, all of that kind of stuff, all of that is on sale. And there is, if you go to our website, which in case you don't know, it's right there,
Scrolling down at the bottom.
It says shop with us, and it's www.labousewingcenter.com. And at the very top, it says K-Day pop-up shop. And if you click on that tab, everything that's on sale is listed in there.
Yep.
So you can click on it.
And you won't see the price until you put it in your shopping cart.
So everything that's in there is on sale, but it's MSRP price that is listed at. The coupon is automatic. As soon as you put it in your cart, you'll see that sale price.
Yes.
All right. One of the things that we have is Kimberbell product, but it's not really Kimberbell product. We have the, are you bringing that over here?
Yep. Okay. And then I was going to get the actual quilt kits.
Okay. So this is one of the, let's see if I can do this. Okay. And that one, look at that. Okay. So this is a fabric kit for the tailor quilt. And the tailor quilt is this guy right here. Sorry, the lighting's kind of not great. All right. And we have 4 different quilt kits that we had layouts for using Kimberbell Basics. So what we did is we built, and there's a new printout that shows you where all of those fabrics go and all of the names of the fabrics so that you don't get confused and you can match that up to the pattern super easy. And that was the piece that I showed you earlier. So I got everything starched and cut, almost cut. I'm not 100% there. I got some fat quarters down there that still need to go, but I wanted you to be able to see how that would go. So basically I'm completing a 9 patch and then I'm just adding some sashing, and it's going to be in that really, really pretty layout of the rainbow colors. So we've got it very clearly labeled again. I don't know if you guys, which one am I going to? This one over here. You can see the ABCs. So there's no confusion of we changed the colors and we messed you up.
Yep.
So you get a chart that says everything. And what that is it's going to
give you that graded
color, and it's very easy. You do strips, so I'm not sewing 9 squares and 9 squares and 9 squares. You're cutting strips, sewing strips, and then you're going to cut down just like what we were talking about earlier.
Exactly. It's kind of ironic.
Right? I didn't realize that when I started it, that's what I was doing. And so the cutting instructions are very clear. You don't have to be an advanced quilter.
No.
It looks like it because of the gradient. It made me nervous when I first looked because I'm not a phenomenal quilter. I'm a basic quilter. This is piece of cake. So this is the Taylor quilt. And right now, if you buy the fabric kit, you get the pattern for free.
Yes.
So this particular pattern is
like $13.
Yep. So that's $13 that you're saving, and you can get that. So she's got the kits over here. There's a total of 4 different pieces, and again, they're not Kimberbell patterns,
but they are Kimberbell.
They are Kimberbell fabric, and so they are all on sale. We have the scissors and spools, which again is a rainbow color of basics, and you have your fabric kit there. So there's all of the colors that you need for that. And then if you purchase that, you get the pattern for free. And then we have the snowflakes. Again, all of the colors that are in there, and there is your pattern. So if you wanted to go more simple, you could certainly do the solid colors in there as well. And then there's the Taylor quilt that I showed you. So
someone is asking, so we got a couple questions. So the finished size of the Taylor quilt, the kit is designed for is a lap,
which
so
is 59,
like 60 by 70.
Yep.
Yes. There is a twin version that is basically 80 by 99. So that is another option, and you could still we could give you like the Kimberbell layout.
Yes.
And then you would just need to purchase the lap size is basically fat quarters and fat eighths, and the twin size is 1/3 yards and 1/2 yard pieces.
So you'd need a little bit more. The kits are for the lap size, and I think that's consistently across the board.
Yep.
And then there's a 4th one. So as long as let's finish and then we'll go back. And so this is for this adorable heart. All right. And slippery little, oh gosh, the cup's going over. So this is more pastels, but it's still Kimberbell Basics and a gradient in the colors. And then you have that really pretty teal right now for the outside piece there. So all of these, you buy the quilt fabric bundle, you get the pattern for free. To make that happen, you must put both items in your cart. You will not receive the pattern if you don't put it in your cart.
Keep talking, the screen's going to change.
Okay, so just to clarify, if you call us later and you're like, hey, I didn't do that, unfortunately, you just bought the fabric.
Yeah.
You have to put both items in the cart. If it's not in your cart, it's not part of your order. So the price of the pattern will automatically zero out once you have both items in the cart. And you can combine all of the sales. We made sure everything that was in that pop-up shop for this weekend, you can combine everything. So you don't have to check out 20 times to get the different coupons to activate. Everything will activate and lump in.
Right.
That doesn't mean you can use other coupons in addition to the sale.
Correct.
So you can't throw in your savings membership discount and get anything additional for anything like that. Won't mix and match.
It will not.
But everything for the Kimberbell sale will automatically apply once it's in your cart.
Yes.
All right. What was
And
Marilyn's?
Here is the link to the Kimberbell
pop-up?
pop-up shop. And if you go back to our home screen, you can get the affiliate link. I was going to put the affiliate link, the Kimberbell affiliate link in here, but unfortunately, Kimberbell's website, I think, might be crashing. It might
It's probably
be down.
getting overloaded.
Yes.
Is the thing. So
And-
anything that is of their digital
Yep.
perspectives, we don't have any way to sell those.
Right.
So for the digital designs, you do have to go to the Kimberbell site.
Yes.
For any Kimberbell product, you can absolutely get it through us.
Yep.
And I know that they have a sale for their digital stuff.
Yes.
So it's a great time to certainly go in and get the vault items that you've been wanting or something like that for sure.
Yes.
But we can absolutely get you any of the product as long as it is still available to purchase. So I know that they had a sale on discontinued items.
Mhm.
A lot of those discontinued items we can't order anymore.
Right.
So if we don't already have it in stock, I can't get that for you.
Right.
So
Her question was the extra kindness designs. You can't purchase them directly from us, but if you do use the affiliate link,
yes, please.
that will give us we will get a little kickback
a little
for
kick
that. So
Same thing for all of those digital.
Yep.
Whether it's the kindness designs or something else. If you use our affiliate and you do buy from Kimberbell.com,
Yes.
we do get a little credit for that. And
Yeah.
we, of course, appreciate all of those.
And
So.
it's kind of done by like as long as you're not
Your
on a
computer, a
Yes,
public
a
computer.
pub-
It's a personal computer.
yes, as long as your computer, you're not doing one of those private browsers.
Yeah.
If you have that, then it doesn't save like the cookies
To get you
on
linked.
there. But
Yep.
but that's basically you go to your shop, our shop, your shop, wherever,
Yep.
and they should have something on their website called an affiliate link. And we have that right on their first page. You just have to scroll down a little bit,
And then click
and you
boom.
can click, and then boom.
Yep.
Yes, that will
Do
take
you
you
want
to
to
the
grab
website.
the little jar?
Yeah.
So we do have some more goodies that we are
Mhm.
giving away today. We have a phenomenal project bag. It is so massive. You can fit so much in there. And it's really cool. And it's got, it's clear plastic. So it's a little too big to take into a football stadium.
Yes.
But the idea
You
is
can
there.
pack a lot of stuff.
But you can
in
pack
here.
a whole
it's
lot
like
of stuff.
This
It is,
big
it is absolutely
by
humongous.
this big. Yeah, you can even see my hands.
So
It's so big.
we are going to draw for that beauty guy right now. Here we go. It is going to Michelle Bannock. We just talked to you earlier today. So congratulations, Michelle. That is going to be for you.
Yep.
So when you decide you want to get that machine, we'll just put all your extras right in that bag.
Yes.
All right. What else you got?
I have a computer bag.
I absolutely love
laptop
this.
bag. Mm-hmm.
I actually have two of these.
Right.
And
One for
one of
your
them I
iPad?
use for either my iPad or my computer because my laptop does fit in there
Mhm.
and it's wonderful. It's
Yeah.
got inside pockets and stuff
Yeah.
too. But it also has a sleeve. You can put it on. I think it's a sleeve.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a sleeve. You can put it on like your pull handle for your suitcase or
Mhm.
whatever. But I also use one that's just got file folders in it.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I use it for files
Yeah.
because I take so much now back and forth every day. So I grabbed a second one. I absolutely love this.
Yes.
So somebody else is going to get to love it too. So here we
Okay.
go.
Karen Hayes.
Hey, Karen! So we'll have that here for you. Again, if you registered, which is how you got in for the drawing, we told you in that email that we will contact you to arrange for delivery or whatever information it is that we need. So we'll make sure that all of that. I love this.
This is a Kimberbell eye cover.
Eye cover and pillowcase,
satin
and a satin pillowcase.
Yeah.
So it's very nice.
Yeah.
They do. You know, sometimes you get one of those things and you're like, yeah, that's this is pretty good. All right, who do we have? Valerie
Egan.
Egan.
Valerie. I don't know who Valerie is, but we're very
All
happy
right.
to meet you.
Congratulations, Valerie.
We'll be in
we
touch.
look forward to getting to know you a little better.
Yes.
So, all right. And
do we want to do more? Do we want to talk about
what else do we want to talk about?
We got these in.
Oh,
wanna
yes.
Show those
I do
on
want
the
to
other
show
screen
these. Let's
there.
go over
Let's
here.
do that one. Yep.
So these are some brand new products. We've got a needle minder. Can I take this out? I
Of
want to
course
take
you
this
can.
out. Am I asking you?
Yeah, I think I
Do
can
you
get
give
it
me-
away with the boss.
Do you give me permission to take?
I won't tell if you don't.
If you won't tell her, I won't tell her, for goodness sake. So this is a magnet. So if you wanted to wear this, you could wear this on your shirt and literally, if you're doing that 4-letter word thing,
Yep.
and you've got,
Or embroidering.
or
like,
embroidering.
I lose my
and,
scissors.
oh heavens, yes.
Just
So,
don't put them point up.
I don't know. I think pointing any direction would be dangerous on me.
But I did poke myself in the chin once.
Oh my. So yeah, this will snap on there. So you can do that. You could also put it on a tabletop or something.
Yep.
And as you're working, put your pins and whatever on there, or your needles.
Yep.
It's magnetic. So that's the whole idea. It's going to grab onto those
Right.
little guys there. It is so stinking cute. I just love this. So if you pre-ordered the
Pumpkins and potions.
thank you. Those are still coming. They got stuck in customs.
custom. Yeah. In customs.
You know customs. You know it's
Adulting is hard today.
it's so hard.
They all think we're probably drinking wine in these
We are
cups.
not. So I'm drinking flavored water. There is caffeine in my water.
I just have
But-
water with lemon.
I'm drinking Mio and Energy Mio. So
Yeah.
I've got a little caffeine in here, but that's all I got. Sleep would have been nice last night, though, huh? It's funny how you really need that sleep to make your mouth work.
Enunciate your
So
words.
Customs,
Yeah.
unfortunately, is holding up the adorable needle minders. It was.
They are officially in and on their way.
Okay, so if you had pre-ordered that one, it's coming.
It's coming.
But oh my gosh, is this one just so cute?
Yes.
And it does say Kimberbell on there, but I love the color because teal's my thing.
Right.
And I love the little flowers and everything that are on there. So very, very cute. That little guy is available. We have them in stock. And then the zipper charms don't want to be shown, evidently.
Oh, just open it.
So didn't you say you saw somewhere
Yeah,
a
it was
picture that
adorable.
someone hung the embroidery hoop, this one here,
Yeah,
and it
she
says,
clipped it on a chain.
experience the
And
joy
she
of
was
creativity, and she was wearing it
Wearing
as a pendant.
necklace. Yeah.
So that little hoop guy right there. And then there's another sewing machine with just the K this time. And then these cute little scissors that also say
Scissor
Kimberbell.
charms with like Labuzis on it.
Because we should totally be playing with scissors. People, I'm
Right?
sure, think we're absolutely nuts. The last of this little set of things are these adorable woven tags. It's the Kindness Collection. So we've got handmade. It says, I made this for you. And there's cute little scissors and pins and things. And then experience the joy of creativity made with love. And then a bunch of stuff I can't read. Let's see if it, here, I'll show you that. You guys can see them because that's easier. Except for the glare. The glare is not easy. There we go. So those are also new product that have just recently come in. So super fun. I've been waiting for the charms and the needle minder because I was like, I need that.
I know, they're cute.
So here's something that I hate to admit after all my years of saying.
Yeah.
It's swearing. I've been trying
Not too.
some hand embroidery.
I thought you were going to say not swearing.
Oh gosh,
I was
no,
gonna say,
that's
how's that going?
that's not going to go well ever. But so I thought
Hand
this
sewing.
would be great because I do on my dolls and
Yeah.
different things. I've been hand embroidering, and I actually did get a little hand embroidery kit to learn how to do flowers and things.
Cool.
Haven't done that part yet.
Yeah.
Because that's still a lot of HAND-ing. But
I think the process of hand sewing could be very cathartic and very enjoyable. My hands, unfortunately, do not like it. And
that's fair. That is very, very fair.
yes.
I don't actually hate the hand embroidery.
Mhm.
I still don't ever want to hem a pair of pants by hand or
gosh,
anything.
No.
I definitely still feel like if my machine can do it, it ain't happening.
Right.
But hand embroidery is very different. So
Yeah,
I've
definitely.
been toying with that. So I've been actually excited to get the because I have a reason for
Or
one. now.
one, yeah.
I know, sounds so silly. What else do we have over here?
Let's see, Connie, can we win the zipper charms? No, I'm sorry, but you
No,
can buy
they're
them.
a new product, so those aren't being given away, unfortunately. But like she said, you can
Yeah.
always buy them.
She finally got into her Kimberbell account, and the Choose Kindness design, I can speak if I try really hard, is not even
What are you
there.
drinking?
Boo-hoo. Not enough,
So,
apparently.
I actually got an email.
Yes.
I feel like I got an email that said it was available.
Mhm.
And can you pass me my phone?
I can.
And it was in my personal email. So it wasn't because we're a shop.
Right.
Because it was on my personal. Samantha got a new kitchen sink today. And she's like, I'm so happy we paid for somebody else to do that. Yep.
It's the little things.
It is totally the little things. I could have sworn.
So, while she's looking for that.
All right. So at 11:28 this morning, I received in my personal email a email from Kimberbell that said your free Choose Kindness design is ready. And when I clicked on it, it showed some samples and whatnot, and then it just had a download now button, and I clicked on that. It didn't actually take me to Kimberbell.
Okay.
It took me to like a Dropbox thing.
Mm-hmm.
Where I could download it. So check out your email and see if it's there. I would again assume that their site is way overloaded. So maybe that is the way that they kind of got around trying to get everybody's account updated at the same time. So check your email. Mine came in at about 11:30 this morning.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Yeah, we like the quilt behind us too.
Yeah, that is a block of the month that we are on repeat number 2 of, and we are about halfway through now.
We are.
Called My Happy Place.
It is called My Happy Place. So here's totally has nothing to do with Kimberbell.
Yes, but completely random.
Completely random. We get an email from OESD. So you guys might have come to our OESD event. We just had not even a month ago now.
Right.
Maybe about a month ago?
Yeah.
About a month ago now. And
they're going to do.
They're coming out with a block of the month.
Next month, or next year. It's an embroidery block of the month.
It's an embroidery block of the month.
Of all the names.
Of all the names, it's called
My Happy
Place, which is the same as this one. We're like, really? How are we going to differentiate which one's which? But we haven't seen any of the files or anything yet.
But it sounds like it's going to be fun.
And everything OESD does, they do very well. So I think we should probably
do that.
Put that on the list of things to do. So, and it does say it's going to be different techniques and things too.
Yes.
So sorry, this is Kimberbell Day, not OESD Day, but it's still fun. And how funny is that? It's the exact same name.
Same name.
And Jody says that her file is already in her digital library. So maybe they are working through.
Yeah, maybe the website's just bogged down.
And it's just bogged down. So don't be patient, you know.
We haven't had that problem yet. So. You don't know what that's like to experience. So many people buying.
So many people on your website at the same time it crashes. We have not had that.
Okay,
if you guys would like to work on that, that'd be okay with us.
I don't know. Sometimes I see the people and they're like, oh my God, everything went, this really funny video went viral and my whole life changed. We've never experienced that. I don't know if that's good or bad.
I don't know, but there's some really funny videos of us
there
out there.
Is, yeah,
Let's
so
not encourage
Lord
that.
knows what could happen.
When our mouths don't work and we say stupid things like
yeah.
customs and things like that. So I haven't made up any new words in a while, though.
It's been a while.
I used to do that pretty regular.
Yeah.
But I haven't done that in a while. But yes, so
we have a date for 2 of the new Kimberbell events that are coming.
Yes. So how many of you guys saw that 80s? Oh my God. So stinking cute.
I'm so excited.
Sarah's claimed that.
I did.
She's like, I'm doing it. So, sorry. I put my hand up and now it's moving with us. Woo!
I don't know why the default now is that it always does that.
Can I stop it if I did the same thing? Look, I think I did. Oh, no, I didn't.
Oh, jeez.
Isn't her shirt cute though? Sorry, guys.
It's a nice picture of the table.
Yes, look at all these quilts.
I should have used
just
that.
So
I can't
phenomenal.
get it to go back.
Come on.
Okay, I turned turn it back on. Go up here.
Auto track.
Up
Hello.
Here, up here. Hi. Isn't technology fantastic?
So we can just kind of. Nope, I can't even do that. I can't bend over that far.
All right. Why are you being difficult?
Holy crow. That is too funny. Okay. How about you switch cameras for a second? And,
I can do that.
And then you can play with that and I will.
Which camera?
That's great. What?
The dates.
The dates. That sounds like what was I doing? All right. So, I believe the first one was like January. Does that sound about right?
I think so.
Dun, da, da, da. All right, stitching in the 80s. We have tentatively, so we can't actually book this yet. Here, look at my beautiful calendar. Isn't that great? It's a great app. I really like it. I'm super happy with it.
Oh, got it. Yay.
Okay,
Oh,
sit
there we
on
go.
your hands, Lisa. Got it. Check. All right. So, we have tentatively put on our calendar, though we are not allowed to book it with Kimberbell yet. So as soon as we are able, we will put that on there. But we are planning to do stitching in the 80s with the 80s,
Yeah.
whatever that one is called.
January 17th.
Stitch and Rewind.
Yep. That's my anniversary.
January 17th. No wonder you
Woo!
can remember that.
Yep.
We had this conversation like 2 days ago.
Yep. Because I'm the strange person who got married in the middle of January in Michigan.
All right. And then the other one is a little bit farther out. And they didn't have a date listed of when we are allowed, but it's just after Easter. So we picked the Friday after Easter as our tentative date, which is April 25th. And that is the bookish one-day event. So we do have some dates planned. The first one we know we can book as soon as we're able. The second one, they didn't have a actual, this is when you can start hosting date listed, but we don't figure it's probably before Easter, but you never know.
That's our guess.
So
I don't think we.
I'm like afraid to use my
right,
hands.
I made turn. The gesture is off, so we should be fine. They did not tell us if that is going to be any different price than our original one day, which is the only reason.
They did that little tin once with the Valentine, Punny Valentine.
Yeah.
So you got a specialty thing. Those were the same price. That wasn't a different thing. So I would imagine, unless they're planning to change their entire program price point, I'm going to stab that it's probably the same, but it might be a couple dollars more.
Right.
And it comes, if you guys didn't catch that, in that little jelly tote, which is freaking adorable. So, and I'm a book.
Yeah, you're bookish.
I'm bookish. So I'm going to do the bookish one. And we're both happy. So.
Yeah. Pam is asking, can we show the designs in the event? Can you show the designs in the 80s event? I don't have them yet. So
if you go back and rewatch.
It was at about 2 o'clock today. So
about 3 hours in.
About 3 hours in.
They talked about the 80s, and you can see those. So there's a little zipper, a little zippered bag that's basically a cassette tape. It's got the little stitch outs for the rewind, and all of that. It's super cute. And I don't actually remember what the other ones were.
Right.
But I'm sorry. But they were very, very cute, and you should be able to find that somewhere in about 3 hour in mark. To do that. And there was nothing to do with the bookish one. They didn't give us any pictures whatsoever.
Yes.
So that is a complete mystery.
Yes.
Maybe they're mystery books. I don't know.
Yes.
But we're stabbing that maybe there's a book bag. Like a tote with books on it kind of thing. Maybe a book pillow, so a pocket pillow kind of thing that you can put a book in and then, rest against maybe, or something like that. And maybe even a book cover, like a wrap that you could put to protect your books.
Exactly.
I don't know. We're totally guessing. We are making those up. That is not anything we heard from anybody. So totally stabbing in the dark. Strawberry pouch was another from the 80s. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, it was like a pull string bag sort of. It kind of opened up. It was kind of cute. Let's see. Okay.
What else we got?
So Jody is so brand new to Kimberbell. Yay! And she's
welcome.
ordering Kimberbell using our affiliate link. Well, thank you. And she's getting Pumpkins and Potions ladder quilt CD. And then I think, do I need to order the Pumpkins and Potions quilting bundle?
So we briefly talked about.
So the reason she's pausing is because I can read her brain. So yes, you absolutely, if you want to do it that way and you want it to look exactly like the Kimberbell version, then you would need to do that. What Lisa was going to offer is an alternate option. If you would like to also get the fabric bundle, like you want fabric to make it as well, If you do go to our website, if you put in the pumpkins and potions, the CD, the embellishment kit, and the fabric kit, we'll automatically discount it for 10%, and we would be happy to gift you the pumpkins and potions in background quilting designs
So it
that
will
we created.
complete the entire ladder quilt.
Yes.
There is a design for every square, including your borders. So you could do the whole shebang. And we can save you a little bit on that if you'd like to go that route. And we would be happy to include our background quilting designs. For any of you that are new to LeBou,
Yes, or
LeBou
and Kimberbell.
LeBou and Kimberbell in this case, we build for any large release. So whether it's a wall quilt, the ladder quilts, we've done the new pillows. So maybe I should start planning Easter now,
Yes, right?
I'm so excited about that.
There's a new
That was
Easter bench
so
pillow
cute.
coming too.
We actually include when you pre-order the bundle. So you buy all 3 parts. You get the design, you get the embellishment, and the fabric kit, which we, of course, sell all of those items. We will include for free, if you pre-order, the designs, and those are created by us. Those are not Kimberbell designs, just to clarify. We don't steal
not
their
stealing
stuff
theirs,
and then give it away or anything like that. We make our own, and we include that with our bundles as pre-orders. And then occasionally we do them as specials. When we go to a Novi show type thing or whatnot, we sometimes will include that. Well, today's a special day, so I'd be more than happy to include those if you'd want to get that whole bundle. We'd
And
be
I
happy
think
to take care
that
of
goes to for anything. If you buy
a
quilt bundle, it includes the pattern, the embellishment quilt, the embellishment kit, and a fabric bundle from our website anytime this weekend, today or tomorrow. And if it's one of those, we have created background quilting designs.
If we have the quilting designs there,
we'll
absolutely make sure that you get those.
Yes. And we're not trying to sway you, just giving
as an option. It's another purchasing option.
Yes.
Ours, you can purchase ours.
Yes. We usually do. They're somewhere between 30 to 50.
30 to 50, depending upon the size of the quilt and how many designs are in there, which is less than the Kimberbell ones. But one difference is, for instance, you don't get the 4x4, the 6x6, you don't get every size of every design. We build it to the quilt. So there's multiple 4x6s, but you don't get everything that's in a 4x6 also in all of the other sizes too.
Right.
So there's a little difference in there. Thank you. Misty says our designs are fun and project appropriate. So thank you for that. I actually spoke with Shirley. She just finished pumpkins and potions. She said she used every single design we gave her and she really loved them. So thank you for that.
Yep.
We try to make them fun and cute and something that you could also use outside of just that. That doesn't always work. It depends on the design we come up with, but we do try to make them flexible as well.
Yes.
So.
Do you have quilting designs for a quilty little Christmas?
That's a great question. So
we don't, because they were mini quilts.
Thank you, Shirley. We can probably come up with some generic things that would fit because they're basically going to be, but something like clear blue tile-esque that could be filled in to fit in those sizes. We could probably come up with something, but we haven't yet.
Yeah.
But I don't see why we couldn't figure something out for that.
Yep. Yeah. Because I think there's a couple. It's kind of more like
it's a bunch of all small things rather than one large, which makes it harder to come up with things.
Yeah, but we can work with that.
We'll work with it for sure. Absolutely.
For sure.
Yep.
We got like 2 weeks.
Plenty of time.
Plenty of time.
I mean, I finished the other ones in about that amount of time, so we can do that.
Yeah,
for sure.
Absolutely.
All right, let's see. Any other questions popping up in there?
Shirley said our designs are awesome.
Thank you, Miss Shirley.
Yeah, I think we're actually pretty lucky around here that we have so many people that use the software. I started out making the quilting designs, and then you really...
And then we split, and it was like you did 50% and I did 50%.
Yeah, and then you've been doing them
and
for a while.
I've been doing the last couple. I've done them.
Exactly. But
you're also teaching a lot more classes than I have been lately.
I was just gonna say you really took off with it though. Like
I really enjoy
so many different things that you and the stuff that you learned about the dime software and making things start and stop has just been really fantastic. And then, you know, Tucker has been doing all of the fun fill designs
and
and stuff like that. So
if you
it's
guys
been a lot
haven't
of
had a
fun.
chance to look at the Laboo Originals tab on our site, almost not everything, but almost everything in there is Tucker.
Yeah.
And she does a phenomenal job. She's really taken off with that.
She's very creative. Yeah, very artsy and
So she's an
drawing
artist.
and yes.
That does all the stuff that we do. So she actually draws everything on her iPad and then creates stitches based on her drawing. Yeah, I don't do that.
We're like, oh, that clip
I'm
art
like,
looks cute. Let's
I like
make
that
something like
picture.
that.
Let's make something that looks like that. And so
oh, awesome.
That's great, Jody.
Yep. And
we will make sure that we get you the in order of the bonus designs that'll show up in your email too.
I think we just ran out of our.
They should be here any day.
But they should be here any day. I'm just double checking to make sure that you can still order it if it was out of stock. That. Wrong edit.
So, anytime that we do a large release, we always have that. It's just, you know, there are a lot of shops out there that sell Kimberbell, and now Kimberbell sells Kimberbell. So why buy from us versus buy from all of these other people? Well, first of all, we make everything, almost everything. So we've actually sat down and done it. So we can help you if you have questions. And that is just one little extra something that we do that we hope anyway sets us apart from all of the other shops that are doing the same things. And so we've gotten good reviews on it, so hopefully you will enjoy them as well. So thank you for that. We appreciate it. All right, what else do we have? We have the cup and a USB.
Yeah, USB. I don't know what color it is.
It's a secret.
Yep, and then this is really cute.
It's the water cup. They actually gave one of these in a bundle today. So this has an actual bamboo top that pushes in, and it's got straw in there, and it's got a nice little silicone wrap and whatnot on there.
All right.
So cup first.
Cup first.
Cup first. Here we go.
Okay.
Bottoms up.
Bev Curson.
Bev Curson, you win the cup. So again, all of the names that we have drawn.
We really lucked out that we didn't have to ship that one.
Yeah, that would have been fun.
I didn't plan that.
That would have been really fun, but we would have made it happen.
All right, and here's the USB you pick.
All right. Thank you, Jody. We appreciate it. All right. Last thing, we have a really cute Kimberbell logoed USB, and that is going to go to Sandra Pupvin. So congratulations, you guys. Do we have anything else to give away?
Not over here. You want to give something else away? What do you want to give away?
I don't know. Give away so much fun. I don't know. A wedding centerpiece? No, I'm just kidding. I have a few of those. I don't know. What else was in that bag? Anything?
Let me go check the.
All right, we're going to see if we have any more goodies before we sign off. Are there any other questions or anything? Again, if you ordered one of our K-Day kits, so the different, I don't know where those ended up, the Halloween, the Proud, the actual Kimberbell with the one that was designed for the Choose Kindness, and there's one other one, Christmas.
Here's what I got.
Let's do another one of those. Yep.
I still got another one of these too.
Let's go for it.
Okay. Oh, I think the Kimberbell thing finally stopped because now it's playing some, we're getting some.
I muted it, so at least, but yeah, if you want to stop that, that's probably not going to kill anything to have that offline instead of. All right, so we have one more large project bag. We have another satin pillowcase and eye mask.
USB stick.
And one more USB stick. We don't know what color the USB sticks are because they're in a little box that is not easily openable. And so
this one was, you can see
so you can see how big that is. It's big. It's fantastic.
You fit both of us in.
Almost. I don't know. But all right. So what do we got first? That one? All right. So not licking. And I have Rita Zink. So congratulations, Rita. You are going to get that beautiful project.
Okay.
Your turn.
Okay. Let's see. Satin pillowcase. Satin pillowcase. Who's going to get it? Gwen Hessecker.
Housesecker.
Housesecker.
I think that's an A.
Hauss. There we go.
Congratulations, Gwen.
Yay.
All right, and the last one we have, guys, this is it. Here we go. Last USB is going to go to Jolene Boggs. Congratulations
Yay.
to all of our winners. We will shoot everybody an email that says, hey, we've got this item here for you. Are you local? Can you come grab it? Which would be phenomenal, by the way, in case anybody's wondering. And then if not, what your a good shipping address is.
Yes.
So thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We hope you enjoyed our after party.
Oh.
And
I think we should talk about two things before we go.
Sure.
Wednesday
yeah.
morning is we're going to be stitching out, what is today? We're in July.
We're in July,
It's
so
gonna
we'll
be
be
the
stitching August
DDE.
DDE.
We do that at 9:30
And
in the
that's
morning.
the little birdie pillow. I don't remember what it's called, but it's a little birdie pillow.
It's a trapunto pillow.
That's right. Yep. Very cute.
Trapunto
Very, very
pillow.
cute.
And then in the afternoon at 1 o'clock, we are doing our annual stabilizer event.
Which is super important. So
we
I
call it
actually
Stabilizer
met,
Boot Camp.
I spoke with somebody that bought a machine from us last Novi. So last November. And she's like, I've been doing okay, but my pile of oopses is bigger than my pile of yays. And she was like, I really need to learn. And I'm like, you know what? You are here at the perfect time, because next Wednesday, we are literally going to talk about what you should do when, and which one you should use when, and which one never to use then, and all of those different things. So it is the one time of year you can join into the Lubu Bag Club, which enables you to partake in sales throughout the year.
Yep.
And only people that are in that club are eligible for those discounts.
Yep.
And we basically talk about our recipes for success. So what we do and what we have done, and we did this and this went wrong, so don't do this instead. So we made those mistakes, so you guys don't have to. And we are literally going to spill our guts and tell you guys all of the good juice. And that is what that is about. And that is going to be Wednesday.
Yes.
At about 1 o'clock. So it will be recorded. So if you are not able to watch, totally worth watching after the fact. Because there's so much good information. You are welcome to come in store and join us. I think we currently have around 15 or 16 people registered to come in store, which is great. Or you can watch virtually, whatever works best for you. But it is a phenomenal, not to toot our own horns, but we aren't brand specific. We talk about what stabilizer to use, not what brand of stabilizer to use, but what type, when, and all of those good things. And we'll tell you our favorites. So we have favorites from this brand and from that brand, and we'll tell you all of that good stuff too. But it's not just a buy this.
Right.
The only thing we're going to buy this is buy the bundle so that you're in the club.
So exactly. The bundle is $208.38.
But valued over $300.
Yes.
So it's over 30% off, and we actually are adding something to it. So the MSRP prices of the bundle is going to go up. But the price is not. So,
but it has all kinds of our favorite tools that we use in the embroidery parts. Some of the things that maybe you don't necessarily think to use.
Right,
and then maybe a whole bunch of different types of stabilizers. So you will have enough to be successful for any project.
Absolutely, and the goal was to make this year's slightly different than what we've done in the past. So we're going to, like she said, talk tools, and there's some tools that are in the bundle as well, which we haven't done really in the past. So that's a little bit of a new twist as well. So we're certainly looking forward to it. Hopefully you are too, and we'd love to see you all there.
Yes. And there is a link at the bottom of our webpage that you can register for the virtual part. And then you can go on to the Shopify part and actually sign up to join us in person if you want to save an actual seat. And so
hopefully you guys got something out of our little after party, some tips on how to do that 9-patch and make it yours, and really take that a little bit of a distance, which is, it's a lot of fun to do, and it's not stressful. Sometimes quilting can be, all of the little pieces can be, this looks like you had that stress, but you don't, which is so cool. And again, if you bought one of our bundle kits for K-Day, whether it was the K-Day one or the whatever holiday or whatnot one, you will be receiving that little PDF that we popped up on screen here today. Though you haven't yet, but you will.
Yes.
So we didn't forget about
only the registered people got it quickly. We have to go back through the orders.
Pull through the orders, and then we'll make sure that you all get that.
Yes.
So. All right. That's what I got. How about you?
That's it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us. It is approaching 5 o'clock, so figure out what you're going to do for dinner.
Right.
And I don't know what I'm doing. Do you know what you're doing?
Not a clue.
Oh, you're not making whatever?
Oh, taco dip. That's tomorrow's.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I thought I helped.
Right.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. We always enjoy spending time with you guys. So thanks for hanging out with us.
Right.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.